Hi, buddy. My name is John Fisher. Welcome to SalesLeads.tv. So, how to find accredited investors? You know, a lot of you people like to punch that into Google. You know, how do you find accredited investors? And, you know, we've been doing this now for 32 years, and I do these videos for content. And I do it to make it more easier, you know, for you people to be able to understand. Some people don't like reading like me. I rather watch the movie than read the book. But I can tell you this. I've done some research. You know, you always have to stay on top of, you know, Google and Yahoo and everybody with the rankings and, you know, what you can do and what you can't do. You know, and, you know, we're constantly striving to be on page one, and we're constantly striving to have the highest rankings and the better rankings than our competitors. But Google's constantly throwing updates and, oh no, well, that pisses us off. No, we don't want that. No, you can't do this and you can't do that. And you know what? A one-man operation like me, I have two people working with me, but you know, it makes it tough for a guy like me to survive. I'm a victim. Poor little old me. Hey, we've done really, really well. After getting ripped off by a bunch of SEO firms, we took it on ourselves. Matter of fact, we actually opened up conciergeSEOservices.com. I'm terrible the way I promote my stuff. But we became our best customers, so we didn't have time to really work with anybody else. And we're now revamping a lot of our websites. There's been all kinds of updates and stuff, and my people became complacent, and I got too busy selling and not looking at what they were doing ever since we moved to our homes. Eesh. But anyway, we're a team. We had a long conversation, and you know, we're back on track again, and we're really doing everything we can to comply with Google. And I got a twist for you that you're going to really enjoy. They're saying, well, you just can't use artificial intelligence, you know. You have to be able to, like, you know, make it more personable and make it something that you can break down to your people. And you just can't copy some stuff off an AI website and slap it on and expect us to give you any kind of rankings. But guess what? I'm going to go ahead and tell you that from being in this business for the last 32 years, I have as much, if not more, and it's not artificial, intelligence than AI does in this particular arena. By the way, I've seen a lot of other arenas also. They don't have this thing down pat yet. You know, the words they use, the terminology they use, you know, and sometimes they get carried away. You know, if you say, hey, I want a 10,000 word essay, they'll go crazy with the words. I mean, it's just like quicksand, same thing over and over and over again. Kind of reminds me of, no, I'm going to get political on you. So, who's the girl with the curly hair? Okay, so let's take a look at what they have to say. I'm going to agree or disagree, and we'll go from there. Finding accredited investors can be challenging, but with the right strategies and approach, you can increase your chances of finding the right investors for your business or investment opportunity. Here are some ways to find investors. Online platform. There are several online platforms that connect accredited investors with investment opportunities. Examples: AngelList, SeedVest, and Gust. These platforms allow you to create a profile, pitch your investment opportunity to your accredited investors who use the platform. Some platforms have additional features such as due diligence, fundraising templates, messaging systems, and can make it easier to connect with potential investors. However, keep in mind that these platforms may charge a fee and require a percentage of the investment amount for compensation. So my experience with those types of firms has not been good. Not that I've invested with them, but I've heard people say, you know, that they've done it. And you know, I knew one particular firm that had shills in there. You know, they call the people up. They say, yeah, you know, call this guy, call that guy, call this guy. And then they call up and say, oh yeah, I'm really interested. Send that information, you know. And then of course they hit him up for the fee, you know, the upfront fee, which was ridiculous. I've not seen, you know, like crowdfunding. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to crowdfunding. But we'll talk about that some other time. Let's see if it mentions crowdfunding in this article. But I'd be very, very leery of those. Very, very leery of those kind of companies. Networking. Attend industry events and conferences where accredited investors may be present. Use social media platforms such as LinkedIn, agreed, to connect with potential investors and build relationships. Consider joining a local investment club or angel group where accredited investors may participate. Participating startup competitions, incubator, accelerator programs can also provide you with access to mentors and investors. You know, I agree with that, but you know what? You got to be real careful about. First of all, who has time? You know, I mean, if you're really a startup company, you're limited on your money, you're limited on your time, and I mean, I'm all about networking. Don't get me wrong, but there's much better ways than that. Professional services. Consult with a financial advisor, business banker, or an attorney who may have connections. These professionals can advise you how to structure your investment opportunity, appeal to accredited investors. Some advisors may also have a network of investors they can introduce you to. And, I've seen that also. You go to a guy and, he's a wealth manager, and then you bring the deal to the wealth manager, and hopefully, he helps you do it. No wealth manager in his right mind, unless he's getting some kind of a kickback or something, let's face it, guys, most private placements, 90% go down. It's just the way it is. Startups are very, very hard. Not easy. And, what wealth management guy is going to take a risk on your company because you think it's a great idea and you really feel good about it? I don't think that's really an ideal scenario. Referrals, agreed 100%. Ask for referrals from other investors, professionals in your network you may know. To be accredited, word of mouth can be powerful, and I absolutely agree with that. Referrals, once you have client base, yeah, that's great. Public filings such as Form D, which is filed with the SEC by companies raising capital, can provide information on accredited investors who have invested in similar companies. You can use this information to identify potential investors. That's very, very tough because, like the S1s, there's no phone numbers, and then good luck attaching a phone number. Doing a phone append. And then good luck writing those people. Like who are you and what the hell do you want from me? Just because I invested with another company. Advertising, you got to be very, very careful with advertising. If you do the Reg D 506C, yes, you can advertise. You can advertise your investment opportunity on print, online publications that are targeted towards accredited investors. Some publications specialize in providing information on private equity or venture capital. Make sure that you comply with the SEC regulation and investment. Keep in mind, here comes crowdfunding. Keep in mind that Reg D 506C is the only one that you could solicit and advertise. So a lot of people say, oh yeah, well we're doing a Reg D 506, and I say to them, you're doing the B or the C, So when you get a lawyer and he does a private placement memorandum for you, most of the time he's never done one before. He's going to charge you $10,000 just to do the research, and he's so 10 years behind of what's really going on out there. That's not going to work. And when a guy tells me he's got a lawyer and he's got him doing a Reg D 504 or a Reg D 505B as a boy, and it's been 2-3 years now since the Reg D 506C has come around, and there's no limitations on solicitation, everyone's got to be accredited, and now he's got this guy pitching a 504 where there's a 30-day cooling off, and it's cooling off period before you could even send him a private placement memorandum, and it's only friends and families, and he didn't tell him that. And 90% of these people that call me up don't even know what a SAN number is, and they don't tell them about the do not call, and then they don't tell them about what states to stay away from: Pennsylvania, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Hawaii, Alabama, California. Some of these states are just not friendly, and no matter what you're going to do, no matter what you do, they just don't want you soliciting their people. And you know what? They love me. They love me. When they find out, Pennsylvania loves me. Pennsylvania, we don't have to worry about those guys. They don't sell Pennsylvania. It's a good thing. Call salesleads.tv. Tell them we don't want you selling our people anymore. and if that's the case, I'll do it. I don't care. I really, really don't care. I don't like California. California came out with some law that they wanted me to put a portal, opt-in people. Hey, you know what? You're not good regulating me, especially you, the most worst state in the world. Amazing. Don't get me going. Anyway, crowdfunding platforms such as Kickstarter, Indigo, GoFundMe are popular among entrepreneurs and smaller. Some crowdfunding platforms allow accredited investors to invest in private placements. Again, I really thought crowdfunding was going to be exciting, but it wasn't. I haven't seen too much happening with crowdfunding. So it's important to remember entities meet the certain criteria. So now here comes the disclosure. This is the AI program covering its ass. Make sure you understand the criteria, regulations around soliciting investment and accredited investors. Ensure that you comply with the relevant laws. And they just pretty much are covering their butt. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. How to find accredited investors? Call salesleads.tv. We sell them for 50 cents a piece. If you have a SAN number, we'll scrub them. If you don't have a SAN number, We'll get you one. You'll pay the $65 per area code. If you don't want to say a number, you'll sign my indemnity form, and then you'll take the risk of dialing. There's 250 million people on a do not call. I think that whole thing needs to be revamped. It makes no sense whatsoever. And they're choking the United States because they're not allowing people that are looking to do these private placements to stimulate the economy and to stimulate business, and you're choking them. You're not letting them do their thing. So I don't like that part. But they're 50 cents a piece. I do have 1.4 million troublemaker litigators. These are DNC litigators. These people put their names on a do not call, hope you call them, and then they blackmail you. Terrible. And then we got strokers in there. We got troublemakers in there. I got 1.4 million. That's the biggest list in the country. I scrub that for you no matter what, so for free. And if you're a customer. You have any other questions, let me know. Sales Lead's been around for 32 years. We've done over $25 million in business. We have an A+ rating with the BBB. I'm the sole salesperson, That's good. And we take care of you, man. If there's a problem, we fix it. What's the big deal? Every once in a while, we may give you a bad batch. 90% of what I give you is good. 10% is not good. I mean, it's just not a perfect. We don't call the names first and then sell them to you. But rest assured, man, we believe in win-win. So we both win, and it's not because I'm a nice guy, because I want you to be happy, because I want you to write me the next check. You understand that? It's just really simple business. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, John Fisher, 561-239-0364. Have a beautiful day, and God bless.